where do you want to start?
Hi guys, so today, instead of vlogging, I'm going to do a baking video. A long time ago, you probably heard me say that I wanted to be on the Food Network, and that doesn't really stand anymore, but I mean, I still want to bake and stuff, so yeah, that's what's going to happen. And I'm also going to fix the crookedness that goes on in this camera, so yeah, see you when I'm baking. Okay, so obviously I just washed my hands first because you have to be clean when you bake because you don't want germs in your cookies. Okay, so the first thing that we did is just greased baking sheets. We have 3 here, making it double batch. So how many cookies is that, Grandma?
4 dozen.
4 dozen cookies.
Set the oven too.
So we grease them with Crisco, but you can use whatever you want. And we're preheating the oven to
350.
350. So the first thing you're gonna need are 2 baking dishes. I have 2 just big glass bowls here. You're gonna need 1 for dry ingredients and 1 for wet ingredients. And we are starting with dry ingredients because it's just easier that. So first thing that we're doing is taking flour. You need 4 cups, and this is a high-level flour. You just take a knife and it makes it level. So that's 1. Okay, so next thing you're going to need is a teaspoon each of baking soda, not powder, and salt. It's better to use iodized salt, like Grandma says, because it gives you the iodine you need. So, like I said, just a teaspoon of each. There we go. More than a teaspoon. Okay, teaspoon of salt. In. And teaspoon of baking soda. In. So that's it for dry ingredients. I know you're thinking that there should be sugar, but it goes in with the wet ingredients. So now you just need to mix up the dry ingredients and set them aside for later. So the next thing that you're going to want to do is put in a cup of shortening. Make sure that it's packed and level so that you have no air bubbles, and the recipe is extremely exact. So. Next thing you need is 2 cups of sugar, and it's best to use it in the same cup measure that you used for your shortening because it helps get the shortening out. Together, which there's no real technique to that. You just kind of, is there a technique to it?
Just mashing of it.
Just kind of mash it together with the back of your spoon. Container, just a little bowl or something, and crack your 2 eggs into that instead of putting them right into the bowl. That way if you get any shells in, it'll be a lot easier to get them out.
Also occasionally get blood spots in your eggs, and they're better than that's to the side.
Okay, now you can just put them in the bowl. And how much vanilla, Grandma?
2 teaspoons.
Okay, now you need 2 teaspoons of vanilla. There's that, and just mix it all together. calls for a cup of sour milk. You just take vinegar and a cup of normal milk if you don't want to leave it out all night or something. And you just put, how many teaspoons?
A couple teaspoons.
Just put a couple teaspoons of vinegar in it. And it'll make it go sour almost immediately. And there you go, sour milk, and that is just going in.
I'm looking at it, it's not, you can actually see it solidifying in the cup there.
And it's got little chunks of it, it's gross. So now you have sour milk in there, and just mix that. Your dry ingredients and just gradually add it to your wet ingredients.
You can go about 50-50.
So Grim says you can just do like half and then do the other half. It just gets really tough to stir. So now I'm just gonna stir it all in. Okay, so you can use a cookie scoop like I am, or you can just use a normal spoon. Just do something to make sure that they're about the same size.
And the reason for that is?
So there's even bacon. This is the tray that Grandma did with the spoon, and they're smaller and more proportional. And these are the ones that I did with the cookie scoop, and they're huge. And since I made these so big, it'll probably reduce to 3 dozen instead of 4 dozen, but oh well. And make sure that they're spaced out because they spread a lot when they cook. So you don't want a whole bunch of them growing like baked together. So before you put your cookies in the oven, you're gonna want to sprinkle them with some cinnamon and sugar because they're cinnamon and sugar cookies. Just letting you know. These are our giant cookies. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed watching me bake, and if you try these cookies right here, let me know because they're really good. And yeah, that's kind of it.
Take a bit bite out of it as you close.